Yeah, we're on. Oh, we've already completed one, I think.
I get it cheap, and I pass the savings on to... Hang on.
Finish up your scheme. There's work to do.
It's about time.
Once again, we remind all civilians to remain indoors during high-risk hours. Limit outdoor movement unless absolutely necessary.
They'll never know what it is. Yeah. Well, fuck with me, huh? We'll see. Free country, yeah. Look where that's got us.
Take a deep breath. Long.
I can't fucking wait to get to the bench.
No need to get worked up. Easy does it. Easy. Hey, guy, this doesn't need to get out of control. Protect the team, sucking, cowardly little shits like you.
Alright, cool. Fine. Just leave me alone. Fucking hell.
Now I'm really cheesed off.
Can you believe this shit?
Alright, fucking me.
They're all fucking me. Just a fucking boy.
Don't play smart. Stay still. Shit, you're right. I see it's bad now, but it'll be alright.
They'll never know what it is. Yeah.
Take a deep breath.
Fuck with me, huh? We'll see.
I'm on your side here. Just relax. Inhale, exhale. Imagine how exhale. Just.
Whatever.
Fucking definition of a block.
Alright, cool. Fine.
Wash my hands, please.
Free country, yeah. Look where that's got us. Why has this got to happen now?
Unfucking believable.
They'll never know what it is. Yeah. You wanna fuck with me, huh? We'll see.
I've seen a lot of nutters in that. Not as stupid as you.
Serious? Like seriously serious?
It's cool. No need to get worked up.
No fucking way. They're all fucking me.
Need to get out of control.
Fucking boys.
Moving on. I won't ask you twice. All right, get to move on. Inhale, exhale. Calm down. Inhale, exhale. Just any violence against us won't solve any of your
Just leave me alone. Whatever.
Just relax. You look like just had your nose before.
No, I entirely understand.
Life wasn't fucking hard.
Yep. You're okay. Yeah.
Someone that CTOS flags as a getaway driver must be pretty confident in their skills and their car. You look about as sick of this shit as I am.
If you are hinting that you are in DedSec, then I want to talk to you. I was double-crossed by some jumped-up gangster. They need to pay.
We're not hired guns if that's what you're after.
Violence is not the answer with this asshole. I should know. I used to steal cars for him. Until this one last job. A contract for an ultra-high-end car that went bad. He left us for dead. Got away with the car though, the bastard. Now, seeing him drive it around makes me crazy. I almost died getting out of that mess. I want you to take it from him. Do this and I will owe you a favor. Trust me, this is a good thing for you.
This will be fun.
So we've got to complete all the bare knuckle arenas. I like that.
Auto drive now enabled. Coming up in today's episode of The Update, we're talking about how...
So we've got to do all the bare knuckle boxing. You know what I mean? So let's go and do them.
Bagley managed to conquer London. Pretty much my favourite topic. I could talk for hours about the rise of the AI system. It's easy to forget about its origins. It's so present everywhere we go now. Bagley just kind of blends into the background.
Bagley is the service AI that's present in every Optic device. Whether you're using Optic, Bagley will be there. The AI is streamed to your Optic from Bloom Central Command Center, and it was first created by Skylarsa, our tech hero, as part of her techno-utopian idea for the world. Why do you think it grew so quickly?
In my mind, it's no surprise that Bagley became so popular.
Get dinner, ball.
Useful, fast, it's a great companion and really just makes life so much easier. I mean, when you look back at all the service AIs that used to exist, they just can't compete. When you ask Bagley anything, there's a quick answer and loads of information available to you. One day, I let Bagley answer all of my messages for a whole 24 hours and no one even noticed the difference.
The other competitors really just couldn't compete with Bagley. Their answers were so much worse, they didn't understand anything, and Bagley pretty much gets everything right first time. Do you have any idea why Bagley really beat the competition?
Well, it's really the data, isn't it? Ever since Broker hooked up with Bloom, that's when things changed.
And really, that's not actually that great. Bloom has data on everybody. They collect information about everything you're doing across the web through your Optic headset. Isn't the AI only good because of Bloom surveillance?
Well, I suppose so, but I prefer not to talk about that side of things. Bagley is so special because it's been trained on this huge cache of information. That's how these AI systems work, or at least used to work. I mean, we don't really know that much about about the latest version because there's so much secrecy around the tech. But they're given this huge amount of training data. It's basically a huge database that's used to teach the AI about patterns in behaviour. You know, so if you always travel the same way to your house, it can predict when you're going to go and get a self-driving car ready for you before you even ask for it.
That's pretty terrifying. In some ways, I don't want this data source to drive my life. It understands too much.
Auto-drive now disabled.
Rumours around the hacked version.
Let's just speed it up a bit.
Yes.
I've heard it's been used by DeadSec.
I wouldn't put it past them. It's pretty well known that they're not fans of Bloom. But the idea of a souped-up version of Bagley, given it's already so intelligent.
These days, the law is just a cudgel for the powerful. You don't know me, but I heard we might have some mutual interests.
Oh, you are DeadSec. Good. I need help with something.
Well, if I was, I'd be an idiot to say it, wouldn't I? What's the situation?
It's the Clan Kelly gangsters. They're big trouble. They put my friend into hospital because his cousin owed them money to send a message.
Jesus, that's awful.
I found out the two culprits, but the police can't or aren't willing to help.
Well, if they won't put in the work, someone's got to. We'll put those gangsters away.
Let's try it. Do this and I will owe you a favor. Trust me, this is a good thing for you.
Let's put the fucking gangsters away, lad. Shut up.
Well, this quote-unquote doctor is a real winner. He was struck off the medical register for gross malpractice last year, and now he's a freelance blood surgeon. Nice work. If you can get it.
Grant, can you track him down?
I am quite literally always tracking everyone down. Pushing US coordinates now.
We eventually found the same thing that things weren't produced in the UK. And the trouble with the UK was we don't produce our own food. We never have for hundreds of years.
Download the what?
As soon as those rules went up, we started having significant...
Download the drug shipment. What?
Britain always told us that it had this national myth, right? Because it got through the war, it could go through kind of hardship. I mean, that wasn't really the case. People during the war were far more frightened than some of this historical stuff makes out. Now, what did we see? People don't want to go through that stuff. They were desperate for the things that they had before, and they were scared. So they went to the black market. The same thing always happens. And where did the growth of Clan Kelly come from? It came from people wanting things that they could previously get legitimately and could only get through the black market. funneling funds towards criminality. From there, we got to the situation we have now of this bit of war between criminals and security that seems to dominate what's going on out there on the streets.
Nothing shakes people's faith in capitalism quite as much as when capitalism fails to deliver. Here's underground writer and analyst Alfie, The Politics of Poverty.
I think what we've come to now is a realisation that capitalism has essentially failed. I mean, one key promise of capitalism was that
So this is Kennington Park 1. The 3 pillars of the English Patriotic Action Front. 1. The English Patriotic Action Front stands for human rights. We believe English people have the right to live in a society free of fear. We believe that insofar as so they obey the laws of the land, English people should be free to live their lives without fear of any other group imposing demands upon them. We oppose any individual, group or ideology that forces conformity in its values. 2. The English Patriotic Action Front stands for democracy, the rule of law and the traditions of Western culture. We believe that British democracy is one of the best systems of government ever devised, and all people must obey its laws, and that no other laws are legitimate. We oppose any individual, group or ideology that would undermine the social, economic or moral progress of the West. 3. The English Patriotic Action Front respects the English tradition of freedom of expression. We believe in freedom of speech and the free and open exchange of ideas for everyone. We oppose any person, group or ideology that would seek to limit these freedoms.
Auto drive now enabled.
So the excuse that there's simply not enough to
Auto
go
drive
around
now
is just
disabled.
justification for maintaining a kind of power of the 1% and leaving the rest of us short.
So if you're starving hungry tonight,
Auto
if your
drive
parents
now
can't get
enabled.
their medicine and your brothers and sisters have to steal to eat, remember, it's all for the good of Albion. Or Clan Kenny. Or someone. Just not us. But that's going to change. You've been listening to Buccaneer with me, Tash. Keep spreading the word and keep sharing the podcast. There's enough of everything out there for all of us. We just need the guts to take it back.
Rents and housing prices have risen steeply and the ranks of the homeless grows daily. Many argue that housing reform drags because MPs are often landlords themselves. Join us tonight at GBB to learn the facts.
Welcome back to The Upload. Today we're talking about cryptocurrency. Crypto now seems like it's been around forever, but it's really quite a new invention. Were you an early adopter?
I was one of the first that was in this market. There seemed to be a new way of financial transactions, a new way of money. It's something that we could completely reinvent and change some of the legacy financial systems around the world and really give power back to the people.
Yeah, it was a real shift in the way that the world works. Let's recap the basics. So, central to cryptocurrency is the distributed ledger technology, the tech that keeps track of all transactions. And what this means is you can have a decentralized system without having to trust any one party, like old-fashioned banks.
One of the reasons why I got involved so early was that you could stay anonymous.
Yeah, the features of cryptocurrency very much fit into that early mindset. It was all about finding an alternative to centralized systems. It was kind of a countercultural punk ethos. The whole point of the distributed ledger is you're not trusting any one person to keep a track of who has what money or how they're spending it. It's all out there in the open for anyone to see, and yet you can remain secretive.
But not everybody now wants to keep up this crypto legacy. They don't share this attitude anymore. We've seen institutions, businesses, even governments experimenting with crypto, which doesn't really fit into its original radical counterculture mold.
Yeah, it's kind of weird today to think of people not using cryptocurrency. It's so mainstream now. You know, I'm almost nostalgic for the feel of cash. Good old-fashioned paper and coins. First they changed the paper notes to plastic notes, and now it's just all digital. There's nothing to hold on to.
It was great just to be able to have a little bit of money to carry around with you.
I think the turning point in the UK really came a few years ago when the pound dropped 10% over just one season. People living off grid started using crypto, and just as everyone was losing faith in the pound, they were gaining it in cryptocurrency, which turned out to be much more stable. Kind of the opposite to what people thought in the beginning.
And then, of course, there was the recession. It didn't take long for startups to see an opportunity in this new way of doing finance. A lot of traditional money was converted to crypto, and it really shook up the financial sector.
Can you remember when they first introduced crypto cash points?
That was really sneaky. It was a classic startup behaviour. They just installed them everywhere. No consultation with the government, no approval or anything. But people immediately started to use them.
Yeah, it kind of reminded me of how Bloom put out the Optic. They just made it free and flooded the streets with these devices. Suddenly everyone had them.
If there's this great option of tech, people are just going to start using it, no matter the cost.
Parliament actually tried to put a stop to the cash points, but people were using them so much already. There was outrage. I mean, some parts of London were already using crypto as their primary currency by then.
And now, apparently, or at least in theory, crypto is illegal.
Yeah, in May this year, economists found that crypto was being traded more than the pound, and banks were not happy. They basically forced the government to ban cryptocurrency in a last-ditch effort to save the pound.
But it's not like that's worked. People are still using crypto, and it's been pushed further, deeper underground. Things used to work fine with crypto, and it was just a peer-to-peer sharing economy-style system. Now it's all on the dark web and wrapped up again in organised crime.
Yeah, if you want to make something thrive on the black market, just make it illegal.
You're listening to The Bug.
Nibbling away on the rotting carcass of a once free Britain. Hello resistors, this is The Bug, and on today's show Alice and I will be looking at the big questions, such as, are we less than 2 years away from being able to turn a sausage back into a live pig? Did we actually need polar bears anyway? What do they really do? If I put